I felt like I had so much support throughout my treatment, and I wanted to do something to help other kids who may not have that. And so I reached out to her, and she kind of helped me get it started. And then, the beginning, it was definitely like kind of working through it. I had never done anything like that before. So it helped a lot to have that kind of team to help me through it. Is that I was really able to turn my idea into like something real, something that could really have that kind of impact. And so, yeah, I feel like it just started as a way for me to have an impact and give back to a community that had given so much to me during the hardest times of my life.
Thriving in Tandem. It's a podcast for you, the married entrepreneur that wants to win in business and marriage at the same time.
Welcome to Thriving in Tandem.
Hey, Thriving in Tandem family. Welcome back to this week's episode.
Hi, you guys.
And we've got a special guest today. It's a little departure from our normal guests because our guest today, Keira Chang, she's not married, but she does have a business.
Mm-hmm.
She's a newly published author.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got an amazing survivor story. And she's only 17 years old.
Yes, she's very young.
And we had the privilege of being one of the mentors last year. In our local chamber, we did a young entrepreneurs program to reach out to the local high school students to help them take an idea and start a business out of it. Well, Keira's one of our mentees, I guess you can call her. And actually, she'd already started her online business, Heroko Shop. And you see the link is in the show notes. And it's a store. They sell accessories with designs for Gen Z, made by Gen Z. But we're able to kind of help her scale a little bit, sell at the local market. And then, of course, we heard about her book that she was coming out with, The Second Race, The Turtle and the Puppy, story about money. And so we're like, that and the story, the survivor story that we're going to get into, and you're going to be amazed by how much she can do. I remember when she pitched her business at the boot camp. One of the mentors was leaning to me and says, "Man, these kids do a lot. Like, what was I doing when I was that age?" And I said to him, "You're probably getting in trouble." He said, "Yeah, you're right." And so anyways, we are so privileged and honored to have Keira Chang with us today and to get into her story. So Keira, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored and excited to be part of this.
Yeah, so let's get into this. Number one is, when did you start the business and what motivated you? Because, you're 17 now, which means, but when you started, you're a lot younger. So what motivated you to start the business?
First started Heroko as a brand back at the end of 2023. And it was in September, which was at the very end of my cancer treatment. I was diagnosed with leukemia in May of 2021. So I went through around 2.5 years of chemotherapy treatment. And so throughout that treatment, I experienced I had a really difficult time. It kind of changed my life over those 2 years. Before that, I really was like every other child that you could imagine. And it completely halted my life for a period of time. And that experience, I feel like, has really allowed me to appreciate life a lot more. And I experienced so much support from all the people around me. And it really opened my eyes to the struggles of all these kids that were like me, going through these super difficult health challenges and having to persevere through them. So when I ended my treatment, I really was inspired to do something to give back to a community that had given so much to me. I felt like I had so much support throughout my treatment, and I wanted to do something to help other kids who may not have that. So when I first started Heroko, I worked with my cousin Eugene Law, who is an artist. And so we worked together, and I gathered like a team of other teens to help me create designs for Heroko. And then a family friend of mine, of my parents, her name is Mary. She had kind of an online store too. And so I reached out to her, and she kind of helped me get it started. And then, the beginning, it was definitely like kind of working through it. I had never done anything like that before. So it helped a lot to have that kind of team to help me through it. But like I said, I really didn't know much about what I was doing at the beginning. So it wasn't until last year when I joined that the youth entrepreneur program with you guys that I was really able to turn my idea into like something real, something that could really have that kind of impact. And so, yeah, I feel like it just started as a way for me to have an impact and give back to a community that had given so much to me during the hardest times of my life.
Yeah. So let's go into that just a little bit before we talk about the business. You were how old? What, 14, 13, 14 when you got diagnosed?
Yeah, it was actually the week before my 13th birthday.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Up until that point, you're probably a normal kid, right? Preteen. Like, what does that do to you when you get just the news about having leukemia?
I think it was so sudden that I felt like I didn't really process it initially, especially at the beginning. The first month hit me really hard, and I feel like I didn't really have time to stop and think about what was happening to me. But it was really, really hard because of the chemo, I had a really weak immune system and I wasn't able to go to
Mhm.
school and things like that. So it was a lot of adjusting and I was isolated at home a lot. So it was definitely hard for me to deal with feeling like I was so different from everyone else. But I can't imagine what it would be like if I didn't have the support that I had. Because even while I was at home by myself, my friends were like, they would call me and play games with me online. And then all the hospital staff, they were so amazing. I remember for my 13th birthday, um, a bunch of the nurses came together and brought me this box of birthday gifts for me in the hospital. And I think all those things really just made it so much easier for me. And to them, it might have seemed like such a small gesture, but I just think it made such a big difference.
Yeah, I would imagine. And so, you're going through treatment. Obviously, you have to stay isolated because of your immune system. So you just did your school at home, basically, right?
Yes. So I did online schooling at first it was in the middle of, it was towards the end of seventh grade, I believe, that I was diagnosed. So it was also right after COVID. So
Mhm.
I think in total, I did quite a few years of online schooling. I did I did it as part of my elementary school up through eighth grade. And then for when I started high school, I did a separate online high school. And I think it was nice that I was able to still keep up with all the academics that I wanted to keep up with, but I definitely am a lot happier now going back to in-person schooling.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say it must have been really lonely when you're
It
home by
was.
yourself, and how'd you
Yeah,
get
it
through
was definitely.
those lonely times?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that helped me get through it was that my friends were really proactive with reaching out to me and making sure that I didn't isolate myself. I struggled a bit with that, especially towards the beginning, where I felt almost like I couldn't be vulnerable with my friends and I had to like stay strong in front of them. But my friends really they reached out and they would spend time with me whenever they could, and I feel like that really helped me feel less lonely and less alone in what I was going through.
yeah,
It's great
yeah.
that you had such a good support system for yourself.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a really big thing I was really grateful for. And it also kind of contributed to what I wanted to do for the other kids in the hospital because I met quite a few kids while I was there and it really made me want to help them through that. I feel like some people I know that some people weren't as lucky as I was to have such an amazing support system, and I really enjoyed talking to those other kids and trying to, be that for them as well.
Are you still connected with any of them?
Some I haven't gone back in the to the hospital a little bit because now that I'm a couple years off of treatment, I have, less frequent checkups, but I've talked to some of them, and then I think it just feels like it makes me feel like I'm making a difference, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's really important to me.
So what was it like when you got the news that you're all clear and your treatment's over, and especially going back to school?
I was so excited. I love being back at school. It's like so amazing. I get to see all my friends, I get to go to class, and I get to meet new people. I think it really it really, and it also, it just, I feel like my outlook on it is also so much different now after what I've gone through. I feel like there's so much more to appreciate than I realized.
Yeah.
And it's really helped me kind of look at things from a new perspective. And I've just had a lot of fun kind of re exploring all these things that I did before and kind of living my life again, taking control over the things that I had lost.
Yeah, I was going to ask you your perspective. How's that changed, especially before the diagnosis and then after? Even school, like your perspective on school. How much did you like school before versus how do you like it now?
I think there are a lot of things that I definitely took for granted before,
Yeah.
um, that I appreciate a lot more now. And then I think another big thing that really changed in my mindset was that I don't think I ever really thought about how much other people were going through and how many struggles people were facing. And, like, especially when I was like a little kid, it's like hard to like put yourself into other people's shoes like that. So
Yeah.
I feel like now I've really gotten a sense of that, especially seeing those other children in the hospital. And it's made me like not only a lot more appreciative of what I have, but also a lot more conscious of other people as well.
So that probably leads into the book too, The Second Chance. And so what inspired you to write this book? What's the book about and what inspired you to write it?
Yeah, so the book it's about money and saving in a way that's kind of geared towards younger children, in a way that's approachable for them. It was also it was kind of like I was talking about. It's kind of like I in the hospital, I realized that there are a lot of things that other people struggled with. Like for the book, it was that I realized that how important money was and like how important it is to know how to manage finances from a young age. It really opened my eyes to those issues that I wasn't really aware of as a kid, which also made me realize that I really was never taught any of that. I never knew anything. I wasn't taught in school about how to save money, why it was important, and all that stuff. So I really wanted to do something about that, especially now because, like credit card debt, everything is just getting really crazy. And so the
Hmm.
book was kind of inspired by that. I wanted to do something that could make learning about money interesting, but also like really fun and manageable for little kids. And so that's how I started it.
That's good. So in the process of writing this book, did you learn something about money?
Yeah. Honestly, it was a really fun experience. Not only just about money, I feel like I it was also just a good way for me to learn what it's like to work with kids and see how I think it's like really amazing to see how well these children learn and how well they like absorb the information. I did some like we did some workshops where we visited like elementary schools and like libraries and worked with the kids, not only reading the book and but also having an activity for them to do. And it was just so fun to see how interested they are and how much learning that they can do. And it was a lot of fun.
That's good. That's good because it's definitely a needed thing. Because yeah, you're right. I mean, school doesn't teach you about financial literacy, and neither do most people at home. I mean, definitely in my house, but Kaylee's house, they're a little different. They actually did. The parents did teach the kids, good financial management. But then certainly in my house, it didn't.
Yeah, my parents are entrepreneurs, and so I don't know, they just carried that on over to our everyday life and started I remember when we were, like, little kids, my mom, I think, got us savings accounts probably when we were infants or something, and then when we got older, like, if we get we're toddlers or 5, if you get birthday money or whatever, I remember going to the bank and can't even see over the counter and putting my arms up, above my head to deposit my $5 or whatever it was, and we'd be so excited to go to the bank and make a deposit.
Yeah. So if I would have learned, some things a little younger, would have been much more far ahead. I just got into a lot of debt. When I graduated college, I had a lot of debt, and unfortunately, it had nothing to do with tuition or books. It was just about having too much fun. So we'll get into that. But so good for you for writing this book. That'll help a lot of kids out and as they get into adulthood. So with the business, tell us a little bit more about the business and what do you want to do with this? Because this also has a cause as well.
Yeah, the business, I feel like it was a really amazing learning experience, especially through the youth entrepreneur program. When I went into it, I feel like Hiroko was more of an idea, and I had a lot of things that I wanted to do with it, but I didn't know how to do it. So you guys and also all the other mentors as well, like Joanna, helped me so much to actually put it into action. Feel like I really am so grateful for that. And I've had a lot of fun learning how to run Hiroko. And I do hope to continue it. I'm hoping that I am planning on going to college for business. So
Good.
I'm really excited to kind of explore more about it and see how I can implement that in new ways with Hiroko.
Yeah, I remember, through the program that you went through with us that you went to the Lunar, Festival and you had your own booth. And, oh my gosh, you had so much product and it was so cute, and you're profitable. I'm like, "Wow, you go, girl."
It was so much fun. I had so much fun that day, and I feel like I had a lot of fun, especially with, like, we had to, like, kind of be on our feet and keep adapting the booth and the products and stuff
Mhm,
to on the like, it's very, like, on the fly and, like, figuring things out as we
mhm.
go, and I had a lot of fun. I feel like it was a really great experience. And
Yeah,
all
you
of
got
my
your oh, sorry.
oh,
I
no
I
worries.
was gonna say you got your mom involved to help you, you got your girlfriends to help you, you had a whole
Yeah,
group of people.
yeah, they all had a lot of fun too. I feel like, yeah, it was a really great experience.
Great. And so what do you hope to do? What do you hope this Heroko shop, what does it grow into? What are you envisioning?
I hope to like just continue growing it. I just want it to be able to make as big of an impact as I can, to be able to support these communities as much as I can. It started as a way to really support those children with cancer and those hospitals that are helping them, as well as like, because it's such a big issue that people are so
Mhm.
unaware of.
Yeah.
It's so much more common than you think, especially even for me before I was diagnosed. I feel like I wasn't really aware of all these things. So I just want to continue raising that awareness and supporting them in any way that I can.
Yeah. That's good. Good for you. So what's next? You're a high school senior. I know you're doing college applications. Um, where do you hope you land?
Well, applying I've been doing my applications. I applied to a few different schools, a lot in California, but they all are like good schools with like good local networks, and they have majors that I feel like would align really well with what I want to learn. So, I mean, I haven't decided on any specific one or anything, but I'm really excited to see how it goes.
And a business major, she's
Yeah.
thinking, honey.
That's good because I'm sure the classes will help you out. I remember when I was a marketing major, and one of the classes, we had to pick up a project. We picked up a nonprofit as a project to do a marketing campaign. So yeah, when you're in your business classes, you'll probably maybe you can use your own business as a project, and then get other people to
Yeah,
help you build it.
that sounds like a fantastic idea.
And I was actually went to school with actually high school. He became one of the co-founders of Yahoo, and so he started it actually when he was in college with his buddy. And so yeah, a lot of great things come from colleges. A lot of businesses start in college. Actually, Mark Zuckerberg, that's how he started Facebook, was when he was during college. Yeah, who knows? You might blow this thing up.
I know, I'm so excited. I really hope I'm really excited. I feel like it's gonna be such a fun experience, and I think it's just another really amazing way for me to explore more and kind of make up for the time I've lost and live my life and, all that stuff. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. So besides business, the book, and college, and all that, just from a life perspective, like you have any thoughts about the future for yourself? I mean, now that you kind of have a new way of looking at things for what you've gone through, anything that you're looking forward to in the future?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things before my experience that I feel like there's so many small things that we worry about that don't really matter as much as they really like in the long run. So I feel like I'm really excited to like focus on things that are like the most meaningful to me and kind of use college as a chance to experiment, try new things, learn how to explore life in all the ways that I wasn't able to before. And I'm definitely excited to, make a lot of new friends, network, meet a lot of new people. So that's another thing too.
That's good. Well, it's a great perspective. And so a lot of people, I'm sure, can learn from your experience, what you just shared. today. Really appreciate you popping on. Make sure you stay in touch. Want to hear all the travels, your college, and what happens after that. So
And all the business ideas.
business ideas and how
Yes,
many businesses you start.
exactly.
It's been a pleasure to get to know you and have you around. And so thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun, and I really appreciate all the help you guys have given me throughout the entire program and with all my projects. I feel like everything I've learned from you guys has been so invaluable, and it's helped me in like everything that I do.
Awesome. Great. Well,
Oh, you're welcome.
been our pleasure. And so thank you for listening to Thriving in Tandem. And I know you've got a lot out of this episode. So please share this with another married entrepreneur who's hear this, or just anyone that just needs a little pick me up to have a better perspective on life, because certainly we can all learn a little bit from Keira. So until next week, God bless. Thank you for listening to the Thriving in Tandem podcast. Please visit our website, marriedentrepreneur.co, for a variety of free resources to help your marriage and business succeed.
And feel free to leave us a review and share this episode with another married entrepreneur. That would mean so much to us.
See you next week.